All right, welcome back to Coach B's for today's third and final installment of the trilogy. Today, or in this session, we're going to talk about some wonderful topics near and dear to my heart: restoration and growth, and through the process of applying the 12-step program to everyday challenges. All right? So, restoration is a theme that resonates deeply in many philosophies, and including the one I've talked about, the Christian teaching. And restoration is about renewal. I think those two are not quite synonymous, but useful, and they work together for us, okay? And I think we want to acknowledge the role that both have in the other one. I don't think you can necessarily be renewed without a certain amount of restoration, and you can't be restored without renewal. My thoughts on that. Finding wholeness in the face of brokenness sometimes, wilderness walking, being lost, and moving forward with purpose and hope. Today, we're exploring how the principles of the 12-step program can guide us in restoration, no matter the challenges or behavioral struggles we face. So, whether it's addiction, unhealthy habits, relational struggles, or personal growth, the 12-step program, I think, offers a universal framework for healing and transformation. Now, it's true the 12-step program, as we have come to know it, was originally developed for addiction recovery, I think specifically Alcoholics Anonymous, and has become a timeless tool now for personal restoration. Why? Because its principles aren't tied to a specific behavior, but rather they're rooted in universal truths about humility, accountability, and reliance on a higher power. Also, I think they tap into the universal nature of man's psyche, of humanness, and the collective unconscious. So, we're going to go over the core themes of the 12 steps. Admitting powerlessness, recognizing that we cannot face our struggles alone. Number 2, surrendering to a higher power. Now, many of you will thank God. Okay, but there are many higher powers out there above us. So, what I'm suggesting is that you do have to place faith into something greater than yourself for guidance and strength. You must take an inventory. You have to be able to reflect honestly on your life, our choices, and relationships. Not only reflect honestly on it, you have to be able to be okay with knowing you failed. Making amends. This is a big part that is left out of so much. Actively doing what you can to repair the harm you may have caused, or we may have caused. And continued growth. Committing to ongoing self-examination and psychological growth. The beauty of these steps is their adaptability. Whether you're working through addiction, navigating relationship issues, or seeking personal growth, the 12 steps, of which I grouped them into 5, meet you where you are. Restoration is also deeply woven into Christian thought, which might be helpful for many of us. In 2 Corinthians 5:17, we're reminded, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. Think about that psychological process. The belief system, believing that is the case, is powerful. And the 12 steps align with that. Okay? Step 1, we admitted we we're powerless. Connects to humility. Step 5, admitted to God, ourselves, and another human being. Echoes the confession and healing, and particularly that in James 5:16. Step 12, having a spiritual awakening, psychological awakening. The Greek word, I believe, for spirit and what we translate as psyche is the same thing in many cases, psyche. And that aligns with sharing grace and living in service from Matthew 28:19 through 20. By integrating a faith, it doesn't have to be mine, doesn't have to be the Christian faith, but by integrating faith with 12 steps, we allow the transformative power of this world, others might say otherworldly, to lead us toward wholeness. You don't need to face addiction to benefit from the 12 steps. These principles can guide us through any struggle or behavioral challenge. Here's how to start. Acknowledge the struggle. That's huge. Reflect on the areas of our life where we feel stuck, overwhelmed, or out of balance. Find a higher power, whether it's God, the universe, a sense of collective good. Identify a source of strength beyond and perhaps above ourselves. It transcends the individual, as the way I might say it. Take inventory. Write down your thoughts. Write down your patterns. Write down areas where you've fallen short. Honesty with yourself is the key. Make amends. Reach out to those you've hurt and seek to repair the relationship, starting with humility and grace, and commit to the growth. Make time for daily reflection, daily meditation, or prayer. What's the difference between meditation and prayer? Some of it is that you're directing that to the collective unconscious, to your God, to something higher outside of yourself. Sometimes you're actually talking to the divine within self. Stay aligned with your values and goals. Explore those values and goals. These steps are not about perfection. We're all about just making progress in them. As you do that, you'll find more truth about them than what I've presented here or could. They remind us that restoration is a journey, not a one-time event. Restoration is rarely a solo act. And we're in the passage Matthew 18 through 20, where 2 or more are gathered in his name. And I've covered that before about the Logos, that name. Their Logos is with them, is how I would put it. The 12 steps emphasize the same principle. Healing happens in community. Join a group. Find any 12-step faith-based group that can support you in your journey. Build accountability. Partner with people who will walk with you through your journey. They're aware of their need to contribute to others. They're intentional about it. Offer support. As you grow, share your experience to help others on their path. When we walk together in faith and accountability, we amplify the power of restoration. Restoration isn't just about fixing what's broken. It's about becoming who you are designed to be. It's an active, intentional process. It also makes you a participant, if not the very designer of your life. The 12-step program is a universal guide for healing, helping us to surrender our struggles, embrace grace, and move forward in faith. So as always, grow, connect, thrive, one story at a time, one ritual at a time, one play event at a time. So like this video if it inspired you to reflect on your journey of restoration. Subscribe for more insights on faith. personal growth and transformation, and share it with someone that you think might benefit from 12-step intentionality in their life. Thank you for joining me. Let's walk this path of restoration together.